Hello everyone. How's everyone? Assalamu alaikum. সবাই কেমন আছেন?
ভালো আছে।
ভালো আছি।
Good, good. সবাই তো আজকে আমাদের সেকেন্ড সেশন. Today is our second session. তোমরা জানো তো আমাদের কিছু নতুন পার্টিসিপেন্টও আসছে. The first event was very good. I loved it. The presenter was good, and today's presenter is also very good. Today, um, this month, today will be the first lesson. Next week, second, and 21 February, 21st February is the special day that we'll have a grand event from our studio. We'll have a small question answer session, maybe at that time, little program also at that time. Today's presenter is Zubaida. Zubaida, are you ready, Mama?
Yeah.
Good. First, before you start, say who you are and then proceed. It's all your call. I'm glad that is going very well. Thank you all for joining us today. Please proceed, Zubaida.
So I'm Zubaida Batten and I'm going to be teaching today's lesson. But before that, there's a documentary that I need to show you because as you know, this month is very special. It's World Language Appreciation Month. So on with the clips.
আমি ঠিক 52তে ঢাকায় ছিলাম না, ছিলাম কলকাতায়, বাবা মাকে দেখতে এসেছিলাম।
Although I was quite young, very young, but what happened around me, I still remember very vividly that day.
Mr. Speaker, I'm very proud to be tabling a bill today calling upon the federal government to recognize February 21st of every year as International Mother Language Day.
So by celebrating something like the International Mother Language Day.
Well, today is International Mother Language Day.
And whereas our mother language is critical in shaping our identity and in sharing and transmitting our culture and heritage.
Languages provide a strong link to our homelands, so can be very healing.
We must all remember together today, on Mother Languages Day, that we cannot take our languages for granted.
That they never ever want to lose that language connection to their mother language. Because honestly, once you lose that, the oppressor has won. And we can't afford that.
And almost our language almost became extinct.
তোমার বাংলা ভালো লাগে?
আমি আমার বাংলা আর ইংলিশ কবিতা আছে বই আমি ওইটা ইংলিশ আর বাংলাতে একসাথে পড়তে পারবো।
আমি চাই যে আমাদের সংবিধান, আমাদের জাতীয় সঙ্গীত, আমাদের ভাষা আন্দোলন এগুলি তো তারাই বহন করবে, আমরা বহন করব।
জাতীয়তাবাদের এই চেতনাটি বাংলাদেশে যখন প্রতিষ্ঠিত হলো, তার ভিত্তি ছিল ভাষা আন্দোলন। ভাষা আন্দোলন না হলে বাংলাদেশ হতো না। 1947-এ পাকিস্তান, 52-তে ভাষা আন্দোলন এবং 71-এ মুক্তিযুদ্ধ। ধীরে 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 জাতি নিজেকে চিনতে পেরেছে, ভাষার মর্যাদা এবং সম্মান বুঝতে পেরেছে। ভাষা যে বাতাসের মতো, পানির মতো, খাদ্যের মতো, ওষুধের মতো প্রয়োজন, এটি অনুভব করেছে।
Like, just to give a brief history on this, since this month's World Language Appreciation Month, I'll give you
little history lesson. So there were several settlements that were first here: Bongo, Pondro, and Gurhoy, Gongaridi, Samatot, and Horikel. They were all part of the Maurya Empire. Muslin, silk, and spices were exported to the Middle East and Roman Empire. The Pala Empire, Chandra dynasty, Sena dynasty were established from the Maurya Empire. Bangladesh had humans establish housing on its 4,000 years ago, according to discoveries in the village of Balibu Narsingdi in 2006, next to Dhaka. It predicted that the Burmese and Dravidians first settled here. The region was divided into separate regions that were ruled separately. The Gupta dynasty ruled over after the coming of Aryans from the 4th to 6th century. A king named Shashanko took over local merchants and landlords took care of the Bengal before the Mughal Empire. There was a war which the Mughals won and took control over some of the Bengal, and they made Dhaka the capital. They named Dhaka after the 4th king of the Mughal Empire, Jahangir. Yeah. And now we move on to the colonial period. So the British ruled over India for 2 centuries. Bangladesh was a part of Bengal presidency from 1765 to 1947. European businessmen were attracted by the beautiness of Bengal and arrived there to trade in the end of the 15th century and influenced it. The East India Company took over the power of Bengal after the Battle of Plassey in 1757. The British Empire soon took direct control of Bengal in 1857 after the Sepoy Mutiny, a rebellion. The British Empire didn't bother to take care of its new citizens. It was clear because there were outrageous cases of famine all over the country, well known as the famine of 76. 30 lakh people died, basically 3 million. Then the partition occurred. It's basically when the British split India into 2 parts before leaving, India and Pakistan, and Bengal and Punjab. West Bengal became a part of India and East Bengal became a part of East Pakistan. Bengal gained freedom through the Liberation War of 1971 and Punjab was divided between India and Pakistan. Some important people during this period was Nawaz Siraj Dowla. Dowla. He was the last independent Nawab of Bengal, basically a native governor. His death allowed the further conquering of the British. The British took rule of Bengal in 1756. Dowla took rule of Bengal in 1756 at the age of 23 from his grandfather. Mir Zafar, his commander-in-chief, betrayed him in the war against the British. Because Mir Zafar sabotaged all the plans, the East India Company, under control of Robert Clive, took over Bengal. Another person was Tummer. He became famous for leading a rebellion against the British and landlords for his bamboo fort. He built a fort to train and for safety. He built the Narikel Baria bamboo fort at Kolkata. Narikel Baria. He died in the fort for Bangladesh on November 19, 1831, and he became the 11th greatest Bengali in history. Another important person was Mustarda Surya Sen. He was born on March 22nd, 1894 at Chettogram. He was a math teacher and formed a battalion to chase off the British soldiers for a while. A battalion is basically a large body of troops, much like when Paul Revere called out to the troops to come attack the British. Mustarda was really interested in the Bengali Revolution and really wanted to contribute, so he led the battalion. Another person was Priti Lata Wadadal. She was born on May 5, 1911, in Chattogram. She led 15 revolutions while occupying the Pahad-Sali European Club in 1932. She launched the attack on the Pahad-Sali European Club and killed herself to avoid getting arrested by the police. Our last person for today was Haji Shariatullah. He aimed to change all the flaws in religion and movement against the indigo planters and feudalism. Indigo exhausted the soil, not providing like needed nutrients for growing other crops. So that's why he did that. And feudalism is basically a social system from medieval Europe where people worked for nobles in return for protection and land. After he passed away, his son Dudu Mian led the movement. And now we come to like sort of a conclusion. The people of Bengal created Bengali nationalism. Because of this, there were many riots. Pakistan didn't let Bengalis speak Bengali, and that's why we basically started the whole war, but also for freedom too. The Pakistanis were shamed by other countries and were really angered by that. People were slaughtered for protesting on February 21st, 1952. This marked the beginning of many historic events that led up to the war. For example, the 1954 East Bengal Legislative Assembly election, and then the 1966 Six-Point Movement, a protest held against Pakistan, and the 1969 mass uprising, and the 1970 election, where Bangabandhu's Awami League won by a landslide. These events led up to a 9-month war in which Bangabandhu finally declared the Speech of Freedom in the dead night of December 16, 1971. In the end, through all this bloodshed, we finally gained our freedom to speak our language after being suppressed for centuries. And now, since our lesson is done, I would like to bring your attention to another thing. There's a boy named Yamin. He's 3 years old, and he has a hole in his heart, like literally, and he can't really breathe, and he will die soon if there's no operation. His diagnosis is tetralogy of Fallot. Dr. Fardous, would you like to explain further on the tetralogy of Fallot?
It's a heart condition that people born with, the young kids. There are like 4 major problems inside the heart. You know that heart has 4 chambers and many exit channels. So they are overlap in this kind of situation, which is very critical. So so there's a major mess up in the structure of the heart with those kids who are born with this Fallot's tetralogy. Please proceed.
If you could kindly just donate even like $1, all of you, to the funding of this operation, it would be like a lot of help. His father's name is Muhammad Badr Uddin, and his banking account and stuff is Sonali Bank, and the branch is Shabar Dhaka. His account number is SA 1632901004533. Thank you.
I see. Good initiative. I'm sure we all will be part of this, and I will contact you directly what we can do more. Jubi, yeah, thank you, Jubi. Jubi, did you enjoy the lesson today?
Yeah, kind of. I was really nervous though.
Yeah. No, you did really great. The first part was a little tough even for us, the origin of the Bengals, the ancient period of Bengals, how we came out of the first part. You know, we have videos in our Facebook page, which is our BD generation. You will find clearly video that I made on this book. Many of you didn't get the book. I'm sure I will be able to mail it this week to get a nice book on this. So today's first part of the discussion, Nawab Sirajud-Dowla, you might want to memorize the name. He was the last Nawab, which is the last ruling king of the Bengal. Now, say it with me, all of you. Nawab Sirajud-Dowla. He took over from his reign when he was 23. In 1857, he lost the battle in Palashi. We can learn detail later on. And following his legacy, we described some of the individuals who walked us through our final liberation, our freedom. One of those figures were Titumir. He's famous for his bamboo fort that he built to train his soldiers. That's there, Jubaida just said, and you will find it in the book. Next is Master Da, say it with me, Master Da Surya Sen. It means he was a teacher. He's in Bangla, say it.
Surya Sen is pronounced like Shurjo Sen.
Exactly. In Bangla, we call it Shurjo Sen. Yes. In Bangla, we call it Shurjo Sen. He's from the Bangladesh part, the Chittagong part. He was a teacher. And following is Pritilata Waddedar. It's a woman, very brave woman from the same area also in Chittagong. She also fought. Think about it. In those times, 1911, being a woman fighting against the crowd is not easy. So go through that if you can. And following then is Haji Shariatullah. He's also one of those who walked us through towards the liberation. And with his name, there was a part of Bangladesh which is called Shariatpur, is named also. Go through this, please. And also explained Jubi pre-liberation era, which means after the partition of India, Bangladesh, which is 1947, up to 1971, which is our liberation, what really happened in a nutshell. Those who are interested to know, you can read. And down the line, we have more on this. And then the language movement part, we are beginning from next week probably. Babu Bhai, do you want to add something for the kids? If we miss something or anything?
Fine. Very important thing is that we have to pronounce the very special place and people's name, like Polashi. You can go to the 19th page. There's a place, the Shirajuddallah. The last, he lost his battle. The Bengali people lost their battle in Polashi. The place name is Polashi, 1957. This is our tragic time. Then after Polashi, we got our freedom. We got our victory in 1971, 16 December. So look, we lost Polashi in 1857, and we took over that again, and victory came in the 1971 in Dhaka, 16 December. This time is very potential important time. We have to remember every time. Surya Sen. When people say English in Surya Sen, we call it Shurjo Sen. Shurjo means sun, and Sen is his title. And Pritilata Waddedar is first woman fighter, first woman hero in our history. So everything is fine. Already we have read a lot of things, and Jubi did a very good job. And you in this time you can, in this whole of the week, you can find some more documentation. There's a lot of inside the. We have our Dr. Fredus already say the his. You said that you give the link to everyone. So you can do more. And then next episode will start from the page 24 to, by this time Abdullah will send you the PDF form.
Yeah, and this month, look, this is the International Mother Language Month. The whole month, Bangladesh is the movement month. Bangladesh is the only country in the world who led this fight, who acquired their language, Bengali, in Bangla we call it, through this much bloodshed. And February is the month. So I would request everyone, Google it, ask your parents what really happened, why it is so important, when in February it happened, how did it go, what what are the privileges that we didn't have before 21st February and what happened after 21st February. So prepare yourself for next episode asking your parents the question. You can Google it also. What do you think, Bhavé, right?
You can say we lost in, the simple thing is, we lost in 1857 in Palasi by Sirajuddaulah. He was a Bengali. And we regained in 1971, 16 December in Dhaka. So by this time, the 1952 language movement is the gate of our victory. So language movement is the gate of our victory. The victory started coming from 1952. So take
Good.
this thing in your head.
Good.
And we
do you
prepare
have
for
any
the next.
question? Yeah. Do you have any question, kids, for us?
No.
Okay. I want to mention here that next class will be led, which is next Sunday, 7:30 p.m. will be led by Fardeen. He is about 10-year-old young boy. He
He's here now
wanted
today?
to be. I cannot see anyone actually from my set. Probably Abdullah can say it. He's probably in.
He's
so,
here?
Abdullah, is he here? Fardeen? Yeah. Yes.
Show him.
Yes, yes.
Fardeen, say something. Unmute his. Unmute him and say something.
Hello.
Yes, Baba.
You don't see him. Where is Fardeen?
Hey. Hello.
Hello.
Oh my God.
Fardeen. How are you?
Wow.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
I
we can
hear
hear
you
you.
loudly. Yeah. Are you ready for the next one? Sure.
Yep.
So by the whole week,
Yeah.
you have to work a lot of work. Go to Google, ask Fajus Kondokar. You can even ask me, an FD buddy.
You'll be
Prepare
fine.
yourself.
You'll be. Yes, yes.
Boyase.
Yes, yes. He has the book also. And I will train him also. It's simple, Baba. Don't worry. For the crowd. Book নাই আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে তোমাকে আমি book Tuesday তে I will get you a book Tuesday. Okay, Baba? So ask your dad, your mom about the why February is so important, and then you will know a lot of story from there. For those who are new, I like to mention that for your participation back-to-back 4 classes, you will be getting a $20 gift certificate. And for those who are tutoring, like today, Juby tutored, and she'll get a $20 gift certificate extra on the top of what normally we get, so that you can buy your books and supplies and whatever your parents wants to do, you to do. And we enjoy your leadership. I believe that you're enjoying it. Babu Bhai, you can conclude.
Yeah. So is anybody interested about the next week after Fardeen? Is anybody interested?
My brother is this one.
Are you interested?
Oh,
Yes.
awesome. What's his
I'll
name?
do one, but like I want him to do it first.
I see.
Okay.
Good.
Tell
What
your
is his
brother
name?
to say his name.
Antasin.
Good.
Louder.
Tasin.
Okay, good.
Taksin.
So you're going to
Taksin.
take over the next week.
Okay.
Yes.
After Fardeen, so you have the.
After Fardeen, you are taking next.
Good.
So next week is
Good.
Fardeen and then it's you.
21st February. It's simple.
Do
It's
you have
very
a book
easy.
with you? Do you have this book?
Yes. Yes, they
Oh,
have
good.
it. Good. Good. So some of the kids, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Good.
Some of the kids joined from Florida, some from Atlanta. Do you have any question, concern, any suggestion for us?
আব্দুল্লাহ সবার চেহারা একটু দেখাও না সবাই এবার সবাইকে আনমিউট করো আনমিউট এভরিওয়ান
Good. Hello.
ক্যামেরা ফারদিনের ক্যামেরা জুবাইদার ক্যামেরা ফারার ক্যামেরা কই
Yeah, my camera's open.
Farah, did you like it?
Yeah.
Yesterday?
I think that was very interesting. I
Yeah.
to read further into it myself.
Good. Thank you. So all of you, thank you for joining us. And I hope you had a good time. See you. Assalamu alaikum.